Danger, do not put your face on Mickey Thompson's. Are these MTs? What are these?
No, these are Toyos.
Oh, do not put your face on the Toyos. Hello there, viewers. Good day to you. Welcome back. Glad you guys are here. I know, I'm super glad to be here. We're gonna return end of day. It's after hours. I'm on a parts hold for another car, but I'm gonna dig into Project Jeep 2.0. And we're gonna see if we can't make this thing shift again. If you guys recall in the last video of this this green Jeep, this green lifted two-wheel drive Baja Jeep, that what was I doing in there? I had the transmission pan out of it for some reason. I was trying to make it like stop slip shifting or something. And we found that afterwards or during, or it might have even gone unnoticed, but the thing only has reverse, second, and like fourth gear. So it doesn't really want to move. Is it gonna move? There we go. We also found that the rear axle was exploded and grenaded internally. Look at that, that's wild. And there's glitter everywhere inside of here. Metal chunks all over the place. There's that big old chunk. Big chunk of metal taken out of one of the gear faces. Yeah, right around here in that area, those bearings are touching the case. Yeah, that's bad. So I'm not gonna drive this. Oh my God! That's the wheels hitting the fender well. I'm not gonna drive it. How about that? We're not gonna drive it very far because there's no, well, there's almost no gears left in the rear end. And on top of that, more grinding. And on top of that, there's no fluid in it because I just, I slapped the cover back on it after we found the carnage. We actually have another axle for this that came from another Jeep sitting around here somewhere. I think it's over there. But right now I want to see if we can't make this thing shift. What I'm going to do is we're gonna get it up in the air. We're gonna pull that pan down one more time, and I'm gonna put a set of shift solenoids in this. There's 3 solenoids inside this trans, powering down. And I wanna get a hold of those solenoids and change those things out real quick. We'll refill the fluid back up, and it's gonna end up going back out in the parking lot. Again, I cannot test drive it until we get this this other rear axle in position, because that one back there is a death trap, and I don't want to drive it with that axle in it, so we're not going to do that. So let's get this hunk of Jeep in here on the 3rd lift. We'll get the trans pan back down, and we'll go from there. So stay tuned, because this is going to be a very good video. Happening the hood. Here's our brake rotor. There was our brake rotor. Okay, popping the Jeep hood time. Oh, there we go. Felt it snap. Kind of sloshy, it came up. I didn't hear it though. Anyway, let's see what we got here. 4 liter straight 6. All right. All right, let's go about setting the rack on this thing here. Frame rails are somewhat elevated, so we may have to maneuver this a few times to get it all to line up. But once we get this in the air, we're gonna pop those perimeter bolts out of the pan. Oh, I remember, I put a filter in it last time. It like went right into my shirt. I hate that. Stop dripping on me. Stop it. Well, that's a problem. Look at that. And it's leaking more. That should not have been as loose as it was. I wonder if that's the issue. Okay, the driver's side is set up pretty close, I think. Let's go ahead and hit that up button and make some contact here. Moving on up. Frame rail contact. Let's see what we get here. Notice I've got the feet pointed away from each other. That's the proper orientation for stability. Okay. There we go. Made good contact there. See how the little notch is fitting into that little or inside of the bracket. That's good. That's extra stable. Okay, same thing here on the left front. Left rears looks good. Let's get this thing up in the air. Silver subscribe button. You like what I did there? Yeah. All the way up. Come on, Jeep. Okay, we're reaching a comfortable ride height. I can fit one of the drain pans under there. One more. Very loud. Let's get that down on the locks for safety. There we go. Let's go ahead and roll the drain pan in there and we'll get to work on these transmission pan bolts and pull this guy out of here. All right, drain pan coming in. Are you gonna fit? Oh, negative, it's not gonna fit. All right, let's go around this side here. I meant to do that for extra clearance. There we go. Put you right where you belong. All right, now unlike 99% of every transmission pan ever, this one happens to be equipped with a drain plug. So let's go ahead and pull this plug out. Wait, that's that strip plug, isn't it? I remember this thing. Yeah, it came out nasty. Fluid's nasty. Threads are nasty. This whole operation's, well, it's all risky. I wouldn't say the whole operation's nasty. We're trying to save this Jeep's life. It's on life support. Okay, so while that's draining, let's pull these perimeter bolts out. We can just drop them in the pan. The pan's clean. There's no other parts in it. Let's get all these guys out of here. We'll drop this pan and see what I can do about pulling those solenoids out. I did order a set already a few days ago, so they've been here. It's kind of just been waiting for me to find the time to get to them. And naturally, you don't have time unless you make time. So I didn't really find it. I'm making it right now because it's after hours and I'm staying late to try to accomplish this. It's either gonna work or it's not. Unfortunately, like I said earlier, we won't know because the rear end on this thing is blown up and I'm afraid to drive it anywhere as it can blow up farther or even lock up. Hey Troy! Troy! Did you ever put oil in this differential or is it still dry?
No.
Pardon?
It's empty.
It's empty? Okay, alright. That's what I thought. Yeah, we're not going to drive it anywhere. I don't want to waste a bunch of oil just for a 2-mile test drive to see if the transmission shifts. So I guess we're going to have to just wait until the very end after we change the axle over to see if we have to change the transmission as well. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Anyway, that's all the rear bolts. Let me swing around front over here. We'll get those front bolts and then drop this pan down. We can once again bear witness to the carnage and destruction inside of this transmission. It's not a healthy, happy camper. Yeah, I got one more left. Yep, coming down. Oh, it's falling. Don't fall. Dipstick tubes. Stop. Come on out of there, pan. What are you doing? Actually, that's probably about as far as I want to go. I've got access to the solenoids. There's two of them right here, one of them over there. Nah, that's silly. We gotta get this thing out. I know it comes out. I've already had it out. But how? Under? The exhaust is hanging me up. What's the deal here? I don't remember how we did this. Meh. Yeah, that's how it came out. We had to slide it sideways. All right. That took a lot of jiggle wiggling, but I got it. All right, so we've got, looks like 3 shift solenoids in this unit. They're held in with a 10mm nut and like a little bracket. Then they're connected with these little spade connectors here. So let's pull those 10s out. There we go. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Solenoid down. And I think we've already identified a problem. Look at that. Look right here. This one is broken off. That's not okay. Yeah, let's pull another one out. See if that one breaks off. I want to see if they were broken, pre-broken, or if they're breaking, coming apart. That one looks pre-broken. I gotta be honest with you. Yeah, that one's plugged in. Yeah, look at that. See that? It's got the little nipple on the end of it that plugs into that little bore right there. So that one's confirmed broken in half. Let's see if I can't sneak that little guy out of there. Here, mini pry bar for the win. Get behind it here. Drop the piece. No matter, I caught it. Yeah, the little nozzle on the end of that guy is busted off. Okay, so that's one confirmed major problem. These solenoids can't really do their job if they can't flow fluid, and they can't flow fluid if they're broken in half. Okay. Now the replacements on these are a slightly different design. You can see there's the 2 wires coming out of that one. We've got the spade, and then we've got this eyelet right here, I'm assuming is a ground. These ones right here, they've only got a ground, I guess, through the case. So this little bracket is not the ground, or this case is not the ground for this solenoid, but it appears you've got to take the wire and loop it on and ground it using the wire and the bolt. I think that's how this is supposed to operate here. So let's get this guy in position. See how that fits in there. Nice tight fit, there we go. Audible snap, that confirms that it did seat. So, let's take our ground wire. Don't need that Band-Aid anymore, it's covered in trans fluid. So let's take that ground wire and run that into its bolt hole right here. The solenoid's already in, and the power wire is the only one not connected. So let's tighten this guy down at its bracket. There we go. We can plug this guy in right into that connector there, like so. Yeah, let's tuck this in. Yeah, we can tuck that in right there so it stays pretty. I don't like wires dangling everywhere inside of a transmission. It's a bad look. Yeah, you stay there. All right, that's one is down. Good. All right, so seeing as how this feels like a surgical application, I put on some surgical gloves because number one, I have a little cut on my finger and I don't want trans fluid in it. And number two, there's trans fluid dripping everywhere and it's running down my arm and it feels gross and I just don't like it. So this is an operation best suited for some gloves. That's what I'm gonna do. So there's our ground wire, there's our bracket, there's our second solenoid. Let's get this guy tight. I need to kind of hold these ground wires over because as this tightens up, it wants to turn that wire, which is kind of dangerous actually because it also puts me at risk of smashing my finger. There we go, that's good. And we'll get our control wire installed right here. Plug that guy in. No, missed the mark. There we go, nice and tight. Plug that guy in. We'll tuck this under the filter some. Keep you there. Now we've got one more to go. Right, yeah. Let's see if this one's broken or not. Bolt coming out. And solenoid coming out. Just some miniature pry bar action here. There she is. Okay. Number 3's coming in. We'll put it into its bore. Wiggle it in so the O-ring seats. And then ground wire and our fastener. Here. There we go. Get some torque action on that guy. And again, I'm going to hold this eyelet over so when it tightens, as that eyelet turns, it won't turn it so far as where it runs into the pan. Aftermarket stuff, that's just the way. And of course, our command slash signal wire for the solenoid. There we go. All right, our pan's coming back into position here. Pardon the crappy view, we've got to slide it in from the side in order to clear everything. That's good. All right, and I need to get the dipstick tube aligned. Push that guy in his hole there. All right, dipstick tube's in. It's a two-piece tube. Half of it was hanging down and half of it was sticking up from the pan. Let's get a couple of the fasteners in. Not tight, we're just gonna get them started. Here we go. Woo, buddy. It's hot down here. This drain plug's still draining on me and I don't like it, so I'm putting the pan bolt back in. Click. Uh-oh. We lost it. I lost the bolt on this side. Hang on. I must not have had it in all the way. But I won't make that mistake twice. There we go. Okay, let's get our perimeter bolts threaded and started. Extendo 10 mil. I can't tighten any of them down because the gasket is still just kind of flopping around. I'm not going to change the filter and I'm not going to change the gasket because we just did that a few weeks ago. Again, if you guys missed that video or want to go back and rewatch it, I'll put a link to it down in this video's description. But wait until the end of this one before you go there, okay? Because I just decided what I'm going to do is once we refill this, I'm going to start the engine and we're going to put it in drive and see if it just shifts on the rack. And then I'll be able to determine if it's going to shift into first gear or not. Yeah, I don't really remember what gears it didn't have. I think it only had second and fourth, or maybe only third in reverse. I don't exactly know. And at this point, I'm pretty certain that whatever drum or band or gear set that solenoid was responsible for is what caused the missing gears inside of this trans. That's almost all the bolts. I got a couple more out front. I think like 3 up here. 4 up here. All right, so it is so incredibly hot underneath the here today that the GoPro is overheating and dying. So if my edits are horrible, it's because I have to keep turning my camera back on. We should stop doing that as soon as we get out from under here to get the trans refilled. Okay, I've got the pan tightened. I have had to walk away and let this camera cool off because it's overheated down there. We're letting the Jeep back down, coming all the way down. We're gonna refill it. Then I'm gonna start it, lift it back up. We're gonna put it in the air and put it in gear and count the gears and make sure, I just wanna see if it's gonna shift. If it's gonna shift, then we're good. If it's not gonna shift, well then it's gonna need a transmission or a trans rebuild, in which case we're not good. All right, Yeller funnel coming in. I think we need about 6 quarts of fluid. And then we can see if this thing is gonna shift. What do you guys think? Is it gonna work, or am I just beating a dead horse here? Like, I think it's gonna work. I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I think it'll at least shift. Because I'm supremely confident that that broken solenoid is why it doesn't shift. Plastic, what are you gonna do? Here, that box was hard to manipulate, so I took the bag out of it. Now you can see what's inside of my bag in the boxes. It's transmission fluid. It's not Franzia. Don't drink it. It is not a delicious, tasty, cherry-flavored beverage. Although it looks like it. It does look actually kind of appetizing.
Oh yeah!
But you don't want to drink it.
Oh, no, 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 no.
No, 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 no.
That's not okay. I'm just gonna send this like full bore. I don't even know how much is in here. It's gonna get all of it. And that is the way. There we go. All right, bag in a box, emptied. Let's let this thing run down and then we'll go ahead and restock the engine, put it in gear and see if it's gonna go through the gears or not. Let's get the back wheels off the ground. That would probably be best. There we go. All right, Troy, this is your death trap Jeep, so you do the honors. Hop in, restarting the engine, and we want to put it in drive and let off the brake and see if it will start to shift or not. If it falls off the rack while you're trying to drive somewhere, hit the brakes, okay? I mean, I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but I'm pretty sure that there's enough imbalance in these tires to like send this thing into the next zip code.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We should take a sawzall to your fenders and chop those out.
You see where my markings are?
Yeah, I saw. I heard it. Like we could see it when it was shaking the windows when we were trying to back out and turn. It was like da, 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 da. Yeah.
Oh, I know. You cut most of the other side tire.
Yeah, we gotta just chop these out and smash them with hammers and stuff. Anyway, proceed. Begin engine starting sequence. Alright, foot on the brake. Put it in drive. Put a foot on the brake again. You don't have any brakes. I don't think you have rear brakes. That other side's just spinning and spinning.
Yeah?
Yeah. Push harder on the brakes. Yeah, you don't have rear brakes. That's fine though.
Yeah, alright.
Yeah, let's go see. Give it some gas and see if it shifts, okay? 2, 3. Alright, you're good. 4. Alright, go ahead and brake. Wow, the drive shaft's horrible.
Yeah?
Oh man, it's weeble wobbling all over the place. Here, let's go in for a closer look. Speed that drive shaft up some. Yeah, I think that shaft is bad. Danger, do not put your face on Mickey Thompson's. Are these MTs? What are these?
No, these are Toyotas.
Oh, do not put your face on the Toyos. It can hurt your face. All right, you can go ahead and shut her down. We're good. Put in park. Wait, no. The wheel was still turning.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, remember I told you it doesn't stop? The brake on that side doesn't work. It stopped now. Now you can put it in park. Or shut it down. Or put it in park and shut it down. Pew! Hey, guess what?
What?
It had all 4 gears.
Yeah?
It shifted, yeah.
So now I just need brakes.
No, you need a new axle in the back.
Oh,
That's what remember? Remember the one where it was all grenades back here? No, we're not welding it. I'm not doing that kind of work here. Next thing you know, you're gonna want me to swap this thing. That's a negative Ghost Rider. We're not doing that. I think after we swap this axle out, maybe you can drive this again. Maybe. I think so. All right, I think we're about done here. That was proof in the pudding. It does shift. It has more than third gear and reverse, so we're kind of good. So that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out right now. I'll do that as always by thanking you guys for watching this video. What are you doing? Checking your shaft? Copy that. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you guys did enjoy this video, please feel free to let us know about that in the comment section down below. Tap that like button while you're down there. And most importantly, do not forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. End of Jeep, end of 7 Slot Society, end of transmission.